is going on today, guys? Welcome to the channel, and today's video, part 4 of getting this turbo thing dialed in. Part 4, we're pretty much just going to be tuning the car, and today I'm going to be attempting to try to get a log for Zach, which is essentially our first power pull. It involves going from 2800 RPM in third gear to 6800 at 100% throttle. So it kind of takes a decent amount of road in front of you. We're just doing a log right now and gonna go to where I think will be a good spot for it. Fucking intense. I'm pretty sure I did exactly what he would have wanted. Alright guys, so I'm gonna review the footage because that's what I'm most excited to see, if you guys got to hear the that beautiful noise of this thing kicking off. But that was pretty intense amount of speed for this car. I don't think this car has ever really experienced that. The Ace headers definitely didn't go that fast. What is going on, guys? It is a couple days after our last log, or actually our last pull. We did our pull on Saturday, we did the idle log on Sunday. Today is Wednesday. I unfortunately couldn't get to this revision as fast as I wanted to this week, but we are out to Mexico to see if we can get that second pull in. Now for this second round, it's exactly the same instruction as the first round was, so 2800 RPM third gear all the way to 6800. Much faster than that first pull. I can already feel it. Holy shit. Woo! This shit. Can't really explain it, but this gets my freaking nothing makes me like, I haven't been this nervous in this car's full entire lifetime. This is absolutely the most exciting and nerve-wracking thing I've ever done with this car, for sure. As expected, that felt like it just came on a lot harder than it did last time. Yeah, just that was a little intense. What is up, guys? It is a couple days later, maybe even a week later. I can't even remember when we did the last pull, but this is going to be pull number 3. We've switched to the GoPro, so hopefully the audio is a little bit better. but it's a little difficult no matter what I do, considering that even with the windows up, the car just generally, it's a very loud car to be in. So we're heading down to Mexico real quick. Gonna get our little third pass in, or third pull, send it off to Zach once again. It's just like, it's fast now. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's not like crazy fast, but it gets down. And third gear just feels like crazy good. The third gear, it just pulls like hell. Or at least, like, for me, it pulls like hell. Of course, there's people out there who have driven much faster cars, but this is officially the fastest car I've ever owned, ever, for sure. Dude, I did not, oh my god. Alright, so let me break this down to show you how I'm feeling so far. The first pull, definitely a safety pull. He didn't have any timing in it whatsoever, I don't think. You know, it was very, very safe. Just trying to not blow up my car. And he was just trying to get the feel for it, I'm assuming. Second time, he added some timing, and I was like, what the fuck is that? That is cool, this car boogies. Third time, holy shit. The timing on the lower, or like just the power on the lower end, was there. Yeah, holy shit. I'm pretty impressed with this car so far. It's doing its thing, man. Yeah, I never thought I would see this car be this fast. And like I said before, this might be nothing to you. We're probably still sub 300 horsepower or around there. But to me, 300 horsepower in a 2,700 pound car, like easily. That's like on a bad day. I could get below 2,700, I believe. I think this car is like just transformed. It's getting to that nutty, it's at a nutty point where it's a absolute ball to drive. Quick little update, we are now on our fourth pole, or we're about to be going out for our fourth pole. So this is another revision we have done. It's been a little bit in between poles here, in between 3 and 4, because I had to get a new AFR sensor. At my mileage, I'm at like 90K, so it was probably due already, but I think Zach might have noticed something in the tune where it might have been lagging a little bit and just recommended it. And yeah, we wanted to wait till we had it for this pull. That way we have pretty good data. So we're gonna head out and hopefully get this pull done before the rain comes in, because I'm racing the rain today after Palm Beach Cars and Coffee, which was really, really sick. We brought the car out there. It's not a huge distance away, but it was still cool to bring the car out to a street setting and just hang out with it. And yeah, really good time. Yeah, this thing is rowdy. It feels pretty smooth compared to that last revision. I'll say it feels very similar to the last one, but just like smoothed out in a sense, I guess you could say. Say holy shit, that was more power up top than previously, for sure. Like when it was around the 7K mark, definitely was still pulling compared to the last tune. Holy bananas, man. it's always very surprising every time it hits. It's just like, holy shit, are you sure that's my car? Are you sure that's an FRS moving? Like, because it doesn't, it's crazy. What is going on today, guys? It is a day or two after our last poll. We did a idle log and sent back the most recent revision that had the new AFR sensor with it back to Zach. Now, for the most part, the car is driving perfectly fine, and that's why we're going to be capping off essentially part 4 and the series of turboing the FRS. Now, there is still work to do, believe it or not, and I'm going to discuss that on our little drive here, because I just want to drive the car one more time before we put it back on the lift and get back to work on it once again, which I will explain. So excuse my dirty windshield, but we do not have a windshield washer bottle still. That is still on the list. I definitely need to get that addressed, you know, soon. It would be helpful. But anyways, the car is driving perfectly fine. We took this thing down to Palm Beach Cars and Coffee. I might have mentioned that in the last you know, tuning session that we went out on. So it has been street driven. It is driving around with no check engine lights. As far as I see here, this is a complete turbo car. So I think it's a pretty good stopping point, I would say, for the turbo series, considering that we've accomplished the main objective, which is turboing the car. We're making boost. We made 1.51 manifold absolute pressure, which equates to exactly what our wastegate is. So we've made full boost a couple times now. We've dialed in the timing a couple times now. The car has definitely changed quite a lot over tunes, you know, 1 through 4 of doing polls. The car is entirely changed. With that, all we found so far is the AFR sensor, but also what has come along is Zach has mentioned something that is a service that I'm definitely gonna need to get done, which is the direct injector service, as well as, in general, the service for the fuel injectors. Now, excuse me while I hear the blow-off valve real quick. So at my mileage, I'm at 90K miles, as you can see here, and I bought the car at 48K miles. Most of you guys know, who are subscribers, that this car has not had the easiest life. I mean, somewhat. At some points, I definitely wasn't driving this car as hard as I do nowadays on the track, but for the most part, this thing has been beat on pretty heavily for about 50,000 miles now, or, you know, give or take, a little bit less than that, but still, give or take 50,000 miles of pretty hard abuse. And from what Zach has said is, in the tune, he's now kind of starting to see the faults of that, or starting to see where, for the timing that we're putting in the car at this point, it's not keeping up in terms of fuel, meaning it's inefficient in that arena. So he is pretty damn certain, 99.9, probably 100% certain, that it is my direct injectors that just aren't performing the way they used to, based on other cars he's tuned. So ultimately, we have to dig out the direct injectors. Now, for non-FRS people, just so you know, there are 2 different injectors for our car. We have the port injectors, just like everybody else, just like most engines, but we also have direct injection. But those injectors, very hard to get to. They're under the intake manifold, like pretty far under. So it requires quite a lot of work that I wish I would have done from the jump, but there's really no way I would have known this ahead of time. I wish I would have had more conversation with him when I had the intake off. It was just something, I mean, it's one of those things that no FA20 owner really wants to talk about. One second. just love it. So we're gonna have to take them off the car, send them out to Counter Space Garage, and then they're gonna send them back. Then we will be able to resume tuning at that point, and we're actually gonna get, you know, the absolute optimum performance out of the car. It is pretty impressive if you look at the dyno graphs of a car that Counter Space Garage had. I believe it was a customer car. It was a supercharged setup. Before and after the service, it gained something like 20 horsepower over the dirty injectors. And that car just so happened to be right around 90K miles. So that is what we're looking at right now. That's our current situation, our current dilemma. But I don't want to call it a huge dilemma, because as you see, the car is running fine, and some people would even call this done. So we're doing it the absolute right way. We're going to be stripping it down, doing this pretty hefty maintenance for the car, and just overall safeguarding this thing for the future. After my discussions with him, it would be pretty risky of me to just jump into the turbo kit with 90K miles and just assume nothing is going to go wrong with the direct injection, and, you know, go on my way and go and hit redline, you know, at OSW and all that. Maybe not the best idea. So we're going to be taking all the steps necessary, but as said, that is going to close out part 4, because we are essentially done here. Car is driving, it's got a turbo on it, we're making boost. You guys heard a blow-off valve a couple times. I got to experience this car scare the shit out of me. So lots of good things. Very, very happy overall with this turbo kit, and also with the tuning with Counter Space Garage. Even though we're not done yet, it's been a great experience. And even in the discussion I had with him, you know, he still has my back, or Counter Space Garage is still covering tuning, you know, even after the service done and after that. A lot of times you'll get the tune, you'll get the car running, and then that's it from that tuner. And from there, you kind of just, you know, you have to go back and pay more to get it tuned again. So I'm very happy with the experience I'm having with them. Zach has a ton of information on these cars, and, you know, he explains things at length when you ask. So it's been great so far, and you know, I just wanted to express that, you know, full-blown turbo kit, love it to death. Maybe I should have thought about the oil drain a couple more times, but hey, who cares? It's, you know, it's working. That might bite me in the ass one day, so I'll remember this clip. But yeah, full-blown turbo kit, love it. All the Turbo Smart stuff is really sick. Treadstone vacuum block is working out. Motion Raceworks fittings are working out. We haven't had to deal with any boost leaks or anything like that. So it seems like this car is at a very, very solid stage overall, besides the fuel delivery. We're just gonna take it one step at a time. But as far as I see, this turbo build, for the most part, is pretty damn good. Just looking forward to the day that I can, you know, do some burnouts without a care in the world. But, you know, that comes with time, and I believe we are doing it right. And this car, if I do listen to Zach and, you know, do the things my tuner recommends, and just keep, you know, keep him happy, keep the car happy with all the maintenance and the parts, we should have a really sick, really solid car when we're done with this, and hopefully one, you know, that doesn't blow up and stuff like that, because not dealing with the direct injectors, that potentially could happen because of failure there, or restriction could be a big time issue when you're trying to jam a lot more fuel than usual into your car. So it looks like I am going to be stuck in traffic and not going to be able to make any more boosty noises, but I really hope you guys enjoyed this turbo adventure. It has been pretty sick getting this far, and as you guys have seen in some of the reactions, or, you know, just in general how I'm describing the car now compared to before, after some of the pulls, you know, it's completely transformed, whole new car. I can barely drive it at 100%. You know, I really can't, honestly, on the street whatsoever. Compared to before, I could be 100 24/7 all the time, barely getting any trouble. Now I get in trouble as soon as I click into third gear. So it's pretty fun. It's a whole different animal. I'm glad we're here. I'm glad we have a car that is working, and you know, from here we can build on this package and make it better and better and better. And you know, I hope you guys join along in the journey, because it's definitely not done yet. So that's gonna be it, guys. Really hope you enjoyed. I will catch you on the next one. If you have any questions whatsoever on the turbo, comment on any of the videos that pertains to your question. There's 4 parts all together, so check them out if you haven't yet, and I will catch y'all later on.